I had a really nice experience as well going to schools that have got school streets in. So when they've shut the road outside at pick up and drop off, and just the like nice atmosphere that that creates, and talking to parents who maybe it's not air pollution that is the thing that they think, oh, the air pollution's gone down, but it's kind of that nice, it's just much nicer, friendlier experience for the whole school community then. So I think it's been really good to see and learn the kind of wider impacts that these interventions can have. And then with that, be able to then talk to other schools or other parent groups who've come to us and said, oh, we're thinking about school street, da, 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 and then share some of that, share some of those experiences, and also be able to kind of talk them through how they might be able to do it. Yeah.
And I think that's so important, isn't it? Because so many of all of the projects that we run, we might have like a particular aim in mind when we start creating it, right? Whether it's air pollution or reducing people's purchasing to reduce the actual physical stuff that's being bought, or whatever it is that we're looking at in any given project. There are always these spillover effects that have bigger and better impacts on people in addition. So it's never just and your air pollution's better. It's, your air pollution's better and you get a nicer chance to chat to the mums outside the school when you pick your kids up, or your kids get to run around without being worried about being hit by a car. Or it's always the knock-on effects. Obviously, we talk about a Global Action Plan, talking about the link between things that are good for us and things that are good for the planet. And that's really sort of tied up in this so clearly, isn't it, when you've got something like a school street? It is so positive for the community, giving people the opportunity to create connections and just have a nicer experience, and having that positive impact on the air pollution around the school as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's really important framing for all the work that we're doing with the help desk going forward as well, because schools want that nicer environment, nicer experience. Lots of schools put a lot of value on that, whereas they might not, air pollution might not be at the top of their radar. I think like those sorts of things probably are more important. So bringing it in, within kind of those sorts of issues and showing the positives more broadly can be really useful. It's also like case studies and stuff, I suppose, on other schools' experiences. So they've seen that the school down the road has done this or that, and they want to be able to do some of that, or or it's come up in the curriculum even around some of these issues. So it's a whole variety. And I think that's in some ways one of the positives of the help desk, is that it's that one-stop shop really, where anyone can get in touch with any kind of questions around air quality and air pollution in London, and we will look to support them however they might need supporting. So I think that's been one of the big positives, and we're looking to make sure that people across that school community realize they can get in touch, whether that be parents or people who live near a school, even who that might be their only connection to the school, or anyone from a kind of who works at the school, who's a governor, who is in the PTA, to try and make sure it does have that broad approach and is inclusive in that sense.
I think what you're saying as well about stories, they are so powerful, aren't they? It's, again, particularly when it's, we did this intervention and again, our air quality improved. That's great. But the stories of the school near me did a thing. If they can do it, I can do it. It's such a positive incentive of demonstrating that, it is achievable. It is possible to take action. When people start feeling a little bit dejected of, it's a big issue that I can't fix. And while we might not be able to individually fix it, there are things that we can absolutely do that make a difference. And that collective voice then starts to really build, to push more people to support us, to get more things involved, to get more funding to support the schools. And that all comes through that storytelling and sharing of experiences and coming together and being united in an attempt to make something positive happen.
Yeah, for sure. And that collective voice, I suppose, again, coming back to it not being kind of butting heads of different stakeholders, but actually everyone coming together and seeing what we can do together. And I think that's why, for me, this role, this project, and air quality in general or clean air in general, is really good, is that like tangible things that can be done, simple actions that you can take at a school, at a business, whatever it might be, that can have an impact, both locally and then, because the air moves, more broadly as well. And it kind of being that climate action, but in that kind of local context, and you can really see the impacts, and then it opens up all the stuff that we've been talking about the co-benefits and the being good for people and good for the planet, comes through within that as kind of not secondary, but kind of alongside, and people can then get to understand that, yeah, these little positive changes that we can make in the community can be, yeah, kind of build and be so much more.
Yeah, it's not quite a every little helps approach, is it? But it is more like every time you do something, it contributes towards. It's a multiplier effect. It's not just like lots of little pieces, but each little piece makes the next bit bigger and the next bit bigger still, because you've then got more and more people and more voices and more commitment.
Yeah,